Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Streets Massage back with another Virginia's Gangster Files. Yeah, today's gangster is gonna be Anthony Wolf Jones. Now, some of y'all know the story of Anthony Wolf Jones, but I'm gonna take it back to 1991. You know what I'm saying? When it was live up in VA. You feel me? So this story, it's all about Wolf today. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Wolf. You know what I'm saying? He did, meet his demise, but we got to keep on moving on. But I just wanted to let y'all know. Thanks for the support. I love you. Now let's get into this new one about Wolf. Anthony Wolf Jones was from the Bronx, New York. Yeah, he was a native New Yorker. And yes, I'm doing a gangster file. I know this is Virginia gangster file, but I get to pick the stories I want to talk about. And I like, the story of Wolf because he was an official gangster. He ended up dying early, like most gangsters do. But I like this story, so I picked this story for the day. So Anthony Wolf Jones was from the Bronx, New York. He lived in an area that was known as the Valley, and that's where he learned about the streets. He came up in the streets, learning the fast life and learning how to maneuver in the streets. He had a childhood friend who was into music, and his name was Lamont Ritz Gurdy. Those two were together because both of them, got killed. So to carry on, Wolf was into the streets, like I was saying, real heavy. Had a name for himself. They both attended the same high school. Wolf still was working the streets. He still was in the streets. He still was getting opportunities in the streets, and he was, learning how to use those opportunities. While Lamont, he went and, Mr. Gurdy, he went and pursued music. So he left the neighborhood and went to ATL to try and make a living. In 1991, Wolf was convicted on charges of attempted murder and capital and criminal possession of a gun. Wolf did less than 2 years for his conviction and was released, but blew his parole. Wolf ended up doing 15 days, a slap on the wrist, for blowing parole. On December 7, 1994, he got locked up for 15 days, is what I'm saying. And that was like a slap on the wrist. So Wolf was working for Puffy Sean Combs for Bad Boy Records. So in 1995, there was an incident at a So-So Death party in Atlanta where Suge Knight, the owner at the time of Death Row Records, was attending the party with Big Jake, one of his execs from the record label. Now, Big Jake was also a gangster. He was a blood, Piru blood, I believe, and he rolled with Suge. So this is what usually they say started the East Coast and West Coast beef. Because on that night, there was an incident where Jake was shot and nobody was, you could say, charged for the shooting. because Jake was, I think, arguing with Puffy, and at the time, Wolf was there, and they said Wolf and Suge was just eyeballing each other down, grilling each other down, and that's just what they say. They said, and when the smoke cleared, they were saying that Wolf had, like 30 something more days before he was let off of parole. So Wolf played he didn't have nothing to do with that shooting at the time, but whoever did, probably was on the bad boy side, and that's how that went down. He didn't get charged for it, even though there was talk that he still was the one that did it, but he still didn't get charged for it. 5 years later, on December 27, 1999, Wolf and Puffy were facing charges of illegal gun possession and bribery, which carried 15 years to serve at least. The shooting was at a New York nightclub. They were found not guilty on March 7, 2001. Wolf decided to leave the bad boy camp. The trial made him think differently about his life. Wolf moved to ATL, Atlanta, where he was looking for some change in his life. He was working on November 11th at 4 a.m. Sad to say, Wolf and Gertie were shot down in a club parking lot. No matter the argument, they didn't deserve to go out like that. Whatever happened. Well, nobody really knows exactly whatever happened except for the fellas that actually did it. So, it's closure, but it's not closure, because we still don't have anyone that actually was locked up for the crime. But I just wanted to say, all respect to Wolf and Gertie. They tried to change their life, after they found, a way to change their life. That's what suited them. I believe Gertie was, back into his music. Gertie always liked the music, so I guess he was like, he didn't want to be in the street life no more. Same thing with Jones. He didn't want to be in the street life no more. He just wanted to go ahead and make his money through security jobs. And that's a good thing. He beat federal conspiracy charges in Norfolk, Virginia. So, it was just, he wanted to be out of that life. Yeah. Well, that concludes the story. This is Street Smart Sarge, and I want to tell you thank you for your support. We here at Greedy Tycoon Media love you, and keep watching. And I'm out.